Hey, this is Kevin Douglas playing some Inferno Oath in Vintage. We won the die roll and have what is a pretty good hand. So, Forbidden Orchard, Vampiric Tutor, these are things that will help us put our combo together. Force of Will, Elemental Misstep, definitely going to keep. Opponents deciding whether they want to mulligan or not. And I'm still fighting that cold. I kind of made a commitment in 2018 to start producing more content, and so rain or shine, feeling well or cold, I'm still planning to record stuff, trying to get some stuff posted every day. So opponent's thinking pretty hard about this hand. They joined my game, so I know that they're around. Okay, so they're there. And so I think what we want to do is Forbidden Orchard so we can Vampiric Tutor at their end step. Then we can play our Tropical Island and cast the Oath we're going to draw with Vampiric Tutor. So the one thing that's going to really mess up this plan is if they are a Wasteland deck, or if they're able to resolve some sort of sphere effect through our Force of Will. Mana Vault, Ancient Tomb makes me think that they're on like a mud deck, in which case Mental Misstep into Mana Vault seems right here. If they're on Storm, there might be something better I can Mental Misstep. But I don't think Ancient Tomb's very common in like the Storm type decks. But I could be wrong. Alright, so they're not just that Ancient Tomb. There's that Sphere Resistance, so let's go ahead and counter that. Looks like they are on like a Shops deck, so fortunately Oath has a pretty good matchup versus Shops. So we're going to always yield there. Vamp Tutor for an Oath of Druids. Go ahead and draw. So we are going to give them another Spirit token, but we're going to get Oath into play. So the opponent's thinking about it. I'm just going to go ahead and F6 here. I've only got one card left in hand. The only thing I could play would be like a Mental Misstep. And my opponent's not going to be playing anything, so... Seems like maybe it's a connection issue or something. Nope, so there they go. Let the Oath resolve. They've got the 2 Spirit tokens, which we will clear away with either an Inferno Titan or just not care about when we play, if we get a Grizzlebrand. So I should probably set up like a mute button with like my spacebar or something, so that if I do have to start coughing, you guys don't have to listen to it. So sorry about that. Ghost Quarter, maybe hitting one of my lands, but they probably know I run a couple basics, so I might not be too interested in that. 4 mana, so maybe we're going to look at like a Lodestone Golem here. So Walking Ballista on 2. So I'm not too worried about that. So they're going to swing in. And then they're going to kill their spirits, but I mean, I can always just activate my Forbidden Orchard at their in response to my Oath trigger. So, I mean, I guess I'm fine with them just like wiping their board for me. So I kind of like, I know what they're doing, but oh, actually, so here I'm the stupid one. They're gonna Ghost Quarter my Forbidden Orchard. And all I have is an island, so unfortunately, this Demonic Tutor is not gonna be able to find me that Forbidden Orchard I need. And I was sitting here all confident. Now I might be behind. So they knew what they were doing. I did not. But that's you know, that's why it's the practice room. So I can learn what I can learn how to be a better player. They're down to 2 cards. Without an Oath, or I mean without Forbidden Orchard, their card quality might be a little bit better than ours. Because at least they're going to be putting creatures down that can attack. Definitely going to shuffle these away. These are not what I'm looking for. Unless that was the Black Mox, in which case I just went too soon through that, or too quickly through that. So Sphere Effect would be bad here. Hopefully they just have a bunch of mana in hand. Although if they did, they probably just would have played it out already. They've probably got some action. Sphere Resistance will be bad for us. Ghost Quarter is going to be bad for us. Yeah, because I don't think we had another basic, and I probably didn't want to shuffle there just to take advantage of that. I guess I already shuffled off the Ponder. Ancient Grudge is bad. Yeah, so now we're in trouble. Blair Academy, they're down to 1 card. Go and see what it is. A Trinisphere. I think that's okay because most of what, I mean, it does shut off our like cantrips and stuff. Most of what we were casting was already going to cost an extra 1. And actually, these might stack up. Make it cost 4. So we're both top decking now. Go ahead and F6 here. We're not going to be playing anything for a while through that Trinisphere. Foundry Inspector. We are only at 13 life, so you know, I might just give it 1 more turn or 2. But they actually just gave us a creature for Oath of Druids, so we'll see if they regret that. So this is my first time picking up this deck. Don't play Oath very often, and so I'm kind of thinking from it. about it from a different perspective. And so I'm kind of missing some of these lines. And so in this case, I mean, they're a creature-based deck. They're not going to kill us without playing creatures. And so I guess no matter what, Trinisphere, Sphere Resistance, as long as we have this Oath of Druids, we're in pretty good shape. It's going to hold on to this Flood Strand. So they're going to be able to find a creature, but hopefully it's a bad one. And I'm kind of hoping that each turn we're just going to get to attack on this Inferno Titan, clear the board, and you know, hit him 3 times. There's not a whole lot that can in the deck that's got the 3 toughness or more than 3 toughness. The only thing would be like if they have a Ravager, they're going to be able to sack a bunch of artifacts to it maybe. If they sack the Trinisphere, would be able to Ancient Grudge it. So they're waiting a little while to let this Oath of Druids trigger resolve. I don't think there's any reason why they would not want it. Yeah, if I have the opportunity, it'd be nice to be able to Ancient Grudge this Trinisphere. I'm kind of hoping the Inferno Titan's going to be able to kind of handle anything that comes in off Oath. Yeah, so I'm not too worried about a Foundry Inspector. They are going to get a draw each turn as well. So actually, I see that they're running Tanglewire. Tanglewire could also be kind of annoying for us. Because it could end up tapping down our Inferno Titan. So the opponent's taking some time here. Yeah, so kind of just hoping to draw some land here, but I think we're still in an okay spot. Let me just make sure they're not like double queuing or anything like that. Doesn't look like it. I mean, I suppose maybe they have. I can't even think of any answer that they'd be able to cast right here that they'd really be like tanking on. They do have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana, 6, 7. So we're gonna go 2 to them, or 2 to their Foundry Inspector, 1 to them. Hit him down to 8. And then depending on what they're able to play here, we're probably going to be in pretty good shape. Especially because if they run out more than just the one creature off the Oath of Druids, then we're going to get another trigger on our turn. Possibly find another Inferno Titan. Yeah, so the opponent says that they've got some lag going on their end. So that's unfortunate. So I chose not to put Walking Ballista in. If I'm looking at that right. So the Immortal Sun. That's kind of spicy. All right, so we're going to go to sideboarding here. So I think we want to strip mine. It's extra land to get around sphere effects and can also hit like a workshop. Tinker and Blightsteel Colossus. Blightsteel is actually an early Blightsteel can be very good against shops. Just kind of beat in every turn. Like Ancient Grudges. I mean, sudden shocks are probably not even the worst there. Or were the worst in this matchup. So we want to take out our mental missteps. I don't think I care about Gitaxian Probe. Mana Drain's good. Jace is good. Don't need Flusterstorm. Jack Faden's good. Alright, so we need to cut 2 cards here. Not sure if we need the sudden shocks. They're gonna be pretty expensive. I don't need Pyroblast. That's one we can cut. So maybe just 1 sudden shock. This looks pretty good. Go ahead and submit that. So the opponent's going to be on the play. And so I'm kind of excited that I hit this matchup. Just because I'm very new to Oath. I've played it like a couple times before, not this version of it. But the I hear that the matchup's pretty good for Oath against shops. This hand, with Ponder, Preordain, Force of Will, Dak, Ancient Grudge, is not like awesome, but I think it has potential. This one land is going to be pretty rough. We do the Force of Will to maybe counter like a sphere effect. I'm going to keep. Maybe it's a bad keep. Especially since the thing that we're going to need to get out of like a sphere effect is the same thing we have to pitch to the Force of Will. But we'll go ahead and see how it turns out. They didn't lead out with a workshop, which is good. And they didn't actually play anything, which is kind of strange to me. So we are going to be free to preordain. Actually, we might want to ponder here. I think we're going to ponder instead of preordain. I think I'm gonna have to find an underground sea. I'd like red to be able to cast Ancient Grudge, but this demonic tutor I think is too tempting. So yeah, we'll go ahead and find our underground sea. Ponder. Yeah, there's a Force of Will. I think I'm okay drawing a Force of Will and then a Polluted Delta next turn. Don't want to shuffle, draw that Force of Will. Say, okay, go. So the fact that they didn't play like a Foundry Inspector or even like a 1/1 Ballista or something, I didn't play any Sphere effects. I'm not sure if that just means that their hand is like just like chuck full of like expensive, really good spells. Maybe they're holding something back. Here's that Immortal Sun. Can't let them have that. So I think I'm okay getting rid of the Preordain here. Although we know that we're drawing a... I could get rid of the Force of Will too. No, I think I'm okay getting rid of the Preordain. I like having this other Force of Will. And then I'm just going to hold this fetch up. Because I wouldn't mind drawing that Preordain that we know is on top. And if they cast anything real bad, we can consider whether we want to deck Faden or, next turn Ancient Grudge. They are going to untap their Mana Vault. Hopefully that's a time walk for them. If they find another Ancient Tomb, they're going to be doing themselves a lot of damage with this Ancient Tomb. Tangle Wire is really annoying. But I think I'm okay letting that resolve. And then I'm just going to try to get that with Ancient Grudge. I'm not really finding the lands I need to cast cast an Oath if I find it, but my plan is to eventually cast a stack Faden and start looting. So I don't think it's like that big of a problem. Tinker is a great draw if we can cast it, but we can Demonic Tutor for an artifact. So I think I'm going to go to Tinker route here. And tutor up like a Soul Ring. Opponent's thinking about it. There we go. So I don't actually have a Soul Ring, but I can just go ahead and find any Mox. I'll leave the Mox Pearl because it's the one that I just don't really need to draw. And I think I can play it this turn. So Mana Vault's tapped. We'll see if they want to untap it. They're going to have to spend one of these Ancient Tombs to do so. Gonna deal a little bit of damage. They're just down to 3 cards. So here's something pretty expensive. There's Worm Coil Engine. We definitely want to Force of Will that. We're going to get rid of Dak here. And then we're kind of all in on the Tinker plan. There's our Tropical Islands. That was a great draw. We're going to leave that open to leave up our Ancient Grudge. And we'll see if they have any answer to Tinker here. I suppose if they can resolve a Tangle Wire next turn, that would be one answer they would think they'd have. But again, we have the Ancient Grudge, which they know about in the graveyard, so maybe they don't even think that's an answer. So we'll go ahead and get Blightsteel Colossus. We have Ancient Grudge mana up. So even if they try to block with like a Mistress Factory, I suppose they might be able to chump for a turn or two if they're able to cast a creature. But yeah, doesn't look like they have an answer for Blightsteel. So I just kind of lifted this deck off of MTG Goldfish. Inferno Titan seems to kind of be like the preferred Oath, or Inferno Oath seems to be like the preferred Oath deck right now. I can see why. It has a lot of game. It felt pretty strong against the Shops deck. Played Storm earlier, and I played really poorly, but I could tell that if I didn't make some of the bad plays that I made, I could have easily won the game. And so it's kind of fun. I like this version. It can still go, just Oath into Grizzlebrand like normal. But Inferno Titan, I think is a pretty cool direction that the deck has gone.